actually, this is a wee bit awkward because some years ago I committed rather a heinous act. Actually, it was a character I was playing called Dr. Sorrow, a fictional character, and they chose me to do the deed with Captain James T. Kirk. Yes, all right, I killed him, okay? I mean, come on, people. It's only a movie. Get over it. Actually, thrilled to do it. In any case, Kirk is immortal. And as for the actor who played him, well, he does keep busy, doesn't he?
First representative of the Oneida Nation. How are you, my dear friend? How are you?
I have come from the valley to say happy birthday to James. I've always wanted to belong, so I...
How are you?
Well,
God, I haven't seen you in a while.
since you shot me in the back, you devil.
Sorry, I hated doing that.
No, you had a smile of glee on your face.
That's true, but we sat down after that, and you took out a microphone.
Yes.
And you said, what does it feel like to have shot an American icon? Now, I'm serious. And I said, what? You said, no, I'm writing a book. And I said, well, you don't remember this, but I do. And I said, well, half the world is going to hate my guts. And the other half is going to go, yeah! Because they've had it up to there with you for 30 years, Mr. Shatner.
And you were handled.
Here you are, my man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Do I need this? I need this. Thank you. Thank you. Such a... Are we supposed to say hello to each other?
Yeah.
Hello.
Skanagoga, I bring you greetings of peace from the people of our people, the Oneida Nation, to you and to all the people gathered here.
We accept it.
Years ago, American Indian, our people, welcomed newcomers to our land. And as you did the Star Trek series and we watched them and experienced them, the elements of those that showed a respect of their cultures, even in that creative element, would have been great if it had been experienced here as well for our people. I think this country and the world would have experienced a better future had we thought of that respect for the people in the earth.
I think that goes to all countries.
Yeah, yes, it does. And I just want to take
It's the ideal, isn't it?
Yes, and tonight as we talk about the earth, the cultures and customs of our people, Indian people, about respecting the earth, being stewards of the earth, of being no greater than any other part of creation, is something that is wonderful to hear, and something that's wonderful to know that the filmmakers and the people in this industry are recognizing, and it's delightful for us to be here to see that.
We welcome you and certainly appreciate you being here.
And we're most delighted, of course, to be part of the recognition of the incredible achievements you have in your life, how you've influenced, how you've inspired people, you've inspired, you've given us an opportunity to think of what you can dream you can do.
I'm not worthy.
Yes, you are. We have a very special presentation today. This is a very unique, specially commissioned blanket by Pendleton, and it depicts a settlement of peace that was established thousands of years ago among the Iroquois Confederacy. And the tree is a tree of peace with roots of peace that go to four directions, with an eagle that watches, with a respect for the earth, with respect for man, each other, and to live together in peace. And we want to especially present it to you this evening on this special night.
You would not know how special to me this gesture is. I have admired the Native people all my life. There's a piece of land that I have in Southern California that I've made into a park with statues hidden in the trees of the Native people who lived there and fished and existed there. And I am in awe. So there's no telling what I'll do with this blanket.
Well, here's one thing we'll do, Rick. Gift is a book that tells the history, untold story of the United people that were the first allies of the United States in the American Revolutionary War, and that is often forgotten. We want to especially present it as well.
I have a speech. You can take this now? Reluctantly give it up. I have a speech which starts on the tone. Now he's heard me. This is an embarrassment of riches. But the embarrassment has never bothered me. Don't come near me, you have a cold.
Mr. Shatner, we thought that from a captain to another captain, this is the only way to present you with the Jules Verne Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh.
He's Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Of me.
Of your wife? Yes, of course you were about to stop that.
He is sexiest man alive.
You don't understand. I'm half dead. It's okay.
I can tell you he's not.
I touched his stomach and he immediately
You were about to make an acceptance speech.
Yes.
Before you do that.
Halfway through it, you just started.
I know. I was in the wings here. They said, "Get on! Stop him! Stop him!"
So you cleared your throat.
I did.
It was a very English sort of.
It was the only polite way.
And I'm halfway through the speech.
But you will get to make the speech. But you have to wait until I have made one.
Oh, what a pleasure. The man who's going to play Macbeth in New York.
Thank you. For this?
Oh my gosh, I've been waiting all evening. I thought the blanket would be fun, but your speech,
You look cute in that blanket, but
You want to snuggle in the blanket?
it was never like this in Paris, was it? You have to come to Los Angeles for this kind of fun. I will make my speech. In 1987, when the Los Angeles Times broke the news of a new Star Trek series, I was described in that paper as unknown British Shakespearean actor Patrick Stewart. And during the shooting of the pilot, Brent Spino, one of my colleagues, had a sign made that was attached to my trailer door, and it read, "Beware, unknown British Shakespearean actor."
My name hasn't been mentioned.
Here we go. In that same LA Times
piece, I was described as stepping into the shoes of William Shatner.
9.5 Ds.
And that was taken up by the first TV in who asked me, so how does it feel to be stepping into the shoes of William Shatner? I don't know what you mean, I replied, coolly. William Shatner is still filling his shoes spectacularly well. And by the way, those shoes are far too massive for my modest English feet. But I knew what that question implied. Behind that question was another question, which was, how dare you even approach the captain's chair of the Starship Enterprise? That chair so outstandingly filled by the iconic William Shatner. Well, I did dare, though I was intimidated by the reputation this legendary actor who had preceded me, but I knew that if I was to succeed in the next generation, I would have to make my own path, to create a different captain, and to show that I was not replacing James T. Kirk, to stand alongside him.
And we look so similar.
That is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. I lead a very sheltered life. Now, from time to time there were various rumors that Bill Shatner was going to visit us on the set of The Next Generation, but he never showed up. And there was even some talk that he might have made somewhat negative remarks about the series.
Never.
No evidence of this. And it was refuted entirely when I first met this man. It was at a most appropriate event. You remember? The opening and dedication of the new Roddenberry building at Paramount Pictures. Bill and I were on the platform together, and at the conclusion we said hello, and Bill congratulated me on the success of the series and praised it. I was delighted, but most of all, I was delighted to find you here. I'm speeding up a little bit now.
I don't know why. Just because people are leaving, I don't think that's...
I was delighted most of all to find this man irresistible and sincere, but with a twinkle in his eye that I had never seen anything like it before. And what that twinkle indicated was a sparkling, wicked, ironic, and at times a caustic sense of humor. And Bill has magnificently applied that twinkle and this very moment throughout his amazing career. So here is an actor, unprecedented in my experience, who has reinvented himself. Not once, but several times. And each time the reinvention is more surprising and amazing than the one before. From the first time that Bill and I worked together on the Next Generation movie, Generations, we became friends as well as colleagues. And it's disappointing to me that we haven't worked together since then. A few years ago there was a script being discussed which would have brought, maybe you don't know this, all the Star Trek captains and the principal crew together in one story. Now that would have been an adventure worthy of Jules Verne. And at the center of it would have been Bill, because nobody in film or television represents the spirit of adventure, exploration and courage more than William Shatner. Now once again, this man is enjoying enormous success and prestige in his role as Denny in Boston Legal. But I have never understood how Bill finds time for his work when you consider the fullness and richness of his life, the breeding of his beloved American saddle-bred horses and American quarter horses, the eventing that he takes part in, and his charitable work about which he is so passionate. But I wonder how many times Bill's kindness has been spoken about. His thoughtfulness. Some or so years ago, my then partner had an adored cat which suffered appalling injuries. We were at a veterinary hospital in the valley very late one night and despairing that this cat would make it. A shattered body, a missing eye, the jaw had been wired up. It was as bad as it could be. We heard a voice behind us say, "Hey, what's going on?"
And there was Bill Shatner. I know what had brought him there, but it was still amazing to find him with us. We told Bill about the cat, and Bill bent down, and he very gently put his hand on the cat's head, and he put his face very close to hers. And he stayed there for half a minute or more, and then he stood up and he said, "She's going to be fine." Well, I don't know what Bill had done in those.
I have to tell you that the cat had sunk its teeth into my finger. And I was rigid with pain. Small joke.
Well, she was fine. She made it. She recovered, and with one eye is still going strong. And then a few years ago, I had emergency preemptive heart surgery at Cedars-Sinai here in Los Angeles. It was complete, and I'm fine. But when I was recovering, one day, a nurse delivered to me an envelope with a card inside it. It was from Bill, and it said, "I hear you had heart surgery, but when they opened you up, they couldn't find your heart. And you know why? Because I've been wearing it on my sleeve. Get well, Bill." Gentlemen, it gives me enormous pleasure and huge pride and satisfaction to present the Jules Verne Lifetime Achievement Award to Golden Globe winner, double Emmy winner, damn your eyes, Mr. William Shatner.
I was so happy to get that Indian blanket. They had said it was a horse blanket, and I was wondering, I have a lot of horses, some of them can use that blanket. But then I realized it's a prideful thing, and you don't put it on a horse. But then, as people began to collect this statue, I thought, wouldn't I rather have a statue? Now I've got a blanket and a statue. This is an embarrassment of riches. But embarrassment has never bothered me. I was born. Well, it's true, you're climbing out of the womb. It's embarrassing. For this gift of a blanket, I'm profoundly grateful to the Oneida Indian Nation. I appreciate both its symbolic beauty and its warm practical value. If we all had such a lovely blanket, the world would be a friendlier place. And I hope that I share the Oneida and all Indian nations a sincere desire to rediscover the balance between man and the natural world that is his home. To my friend and fellow Captain Patrick Stewart, hey brother. Isn't it amazing what a little TV show can do for your career? Patrick, I know, shares with me the astonishment, the magic, and the sheer panic that comes from the epic whirlwind known as Star Trek. You know, I talk a lot about Star Trek, but I also talk a lot about other things. Who married who? Who didn't marry who? All right, that's enough about other things. Back to Star Trek. The show, the movies, the books, they've all helped define not only my work, but also my life. Not such a bad thing, considering this. More than entertainment, which is important enough, I'd say Star Trek also tried to put forth a philosophy which is very much in tune with the goals of the Jules Verne Adventure Film Festival. It suggested that a satisfactory life depends on three rare but simple things: curiosity, a spirit of adventure, and a desire to better the lot of mankind. In some sense, Star Trek is a kind of old-fashioned quest story with many chapters, and I think that's the secret of its enduring. Like any epic quest, it is peopled by knights, various men and women of the Enterprise crew, of course, the fascinating beings they've encountered as they voyage to new worlds, and above all, their creator, a fellow named Gene Roddenberry. And as I stand here, I owe a tip of the hat to the others of our little band who cannot be with us tonight. I salute you all, each and every one of you. And I also salute all of you who have your constancy and loyalty amazed me. You've always made me feel much the way Jim Kirk did as he hopped from planet to planet, enormously comforted that in this dark and enormous universe, I'm not alone. I'm touched, I'm moved, and if you're not all careful, I may burst into song.